Assalamualaikum everyone. How are you today? Hopefully you are doing great today. Listening of the Toefl task consists of 3 parts. So far, I just explained part A, short conversation or short dialogues. But no worries, in this video I will discuss listening part B and also part C. So, without any further ado, let's begin our discussion. We begin with listening part B. In part B, we will deal with long conversations. There are several strategies that we can use to help us finding the best answers. Firstly, we have to anticipate the topics before listening to the audio. It is very helpful, everyone, to your overall comprehension if you know what topics to expect in listening part B. You should therefore try to anticipate or to predict the topics that you will be hearing. Let's take a look at this example. There are 5 questions, and in listening part B, one audio is usually for 4 or 5 numbers. In this case, there are 5 numbers. So, what we have to do next, we have to read the options from these 5 numbers quickly and then try to anticipate the topics, predict the topics of the long conversation. Dari opsi nomor 1 pun sebenarnya kita bisa prediksi topik percakapannya. Di opsi jawaban ada kata find jobs on campus, employment office, students find jobs, and so on. From these clues, we can anticipate, we can predict that the possible topic of the long conversation here is probably looking for a job on campus. Ini adalah langkah pertama yang bisa kita lakukan untuk menjawab soal listening di part B. Setidaknya akan membantu kita to choose the best answer. Let's practice one more time. Try to anticipate and also predict the topics of the conversation. What is it, in your opinion? If you can see, there are some clues from these options, such as vacation, end of semester, after a school break, trips, and so on. All clues direct us into one topic, namely holiday or vacations, right? So, from these clues, we can predict and anticipate that the topic is possibly a trip taken during a school holiday. That's how we anticipate and predict the topic. Do you still need another practice? Okay, I have one more for you. Number 11 to 15. Identify the options. What is the topic in your opinion? If you can see, there are some clues that we can find and get from the options, such as pollution, acid rain, and so on. All clues direct us into one topic, namely pollution. So, from these clues, we can predict and anticipate that the topic is possibly one type of pollutions, especially acid rain, hujan asam. Okay? So that's how we anticipate the topic. That's how we predict the topic. Ini adalah langkah pertama, first steps yang bisa kita lakukan untuk menjawab soal di listening part B. Langkah ini setidaknya akan membantu kita untuk mendapatkan jawaban yang benar. Okay? So please implement this strategy when you deal with listening part B of the Toefl test. Okay, after we anticipate the topics, we can continue to anticipate the questions, to predict the questions. It is very helpful to your ability to answer individual questions in listening part B if you can anticipate what the questions will be and listen specifically for the answer to those questions. Let's study this example. Take a look the options again and identify all of them to predict, to anticipate the possible questions. Okay, please do it. We can see all options are locations such as airport, library, dorm, and office. Therefore, the possible question is where, menanyakan di mana. So maybe I can predict that the question is about where does the conversation probably take place. Next, take a look the options again. Identify all of them to predict the possible questions. We can see from all options that all of them are activities such as finding work, working, helping, asking. Therefore, the possible question is what, apa. I think from my identifications, the questions will be what does the speaker want to do? That's one possible questions. What? Okay, continue. Take a look at the options again. Identify all of them to anticipate and predict the possible questions. As you can see, all options are numbers such as 10 and 20. Therefore, the possible question is how many? Berapa banyak? Okay? Ini adalah cara kita untuk memprediksi pertanyaan yang akan kita dapatkan. Kita analisa opsi jawabannya, kemudian kita tebak kira-kira pertanyaannya apa. Memprediksi pertanyaan sebelum kita mendengarkan conversation akan sangat membantu kita, karena kita itu akan tahu apa yang harus kita cari di percakapan. So, please implement this sentence. Try to identify, try to anticipate and predict what questions you probably get. Jadi kalian tahu harus cari apa di percakapan itu, okay? Well, let's continue. What I explained before is the strategies that we can do before listening. We also can do several strategies while we are listening to the audio. The first strategy while listening is determining the topics. As you listen to each conversation in listening part B, you should be thinking about the topic or the subject or the main idea for each conversation. Since the first one or two sentences generally give the topic, you should be asking yourself what the topic is while you are listening carefully to the first part of the conversation. Jadi, teman-teman semuanya, untuk mengetahui topik atau main idea dari sebuah long conversation, kita itu hanya perlu fokus ke bagian awal percakapan itu. Oke, bagian awal. Karena biasanya main idea atau topik percakapan itu adanya di awal percakapan. Tapi, still, kita juga harus tetap pay attention ke semua bagian percakapannya. But, to find out the main idea and the topic of the conversation, we have to focus more on the beginning of the conversation. Okay, let's study this example. Ini adalah potongan awal dari sebuah percakapan. Dan hanya dari sini pun we can know the topics. Dari sini saja kita bisa tahu nih topiknya apa. What is it? The woman say you got new car. So, the topic is about the new car that the man just got. Nah, kurang lebih itu topiknya, tentang mobil baru si laki-laki, okay? Let's practice more. Listen and determine the topic.
Listen to the first part of each of the conversations and decide on the topic of each conversation. Number 1. The first part of conversation 1 is,
I'm looking for a part-time job on campus.
what is the topic of conversation 1?
So, what is the topic? Yes, the topic is looking for part-time job on campus. Okay? Okay, let's continue to the next strategies. The next strategy while listening is drawing conclusion about who, what, when, and where. As you listen to each conversation in listening part B, you should be trying to set the situations in your mind. You should be thinking the following thoughts. First, who is talking? When does the conversation probably take place? And then where does the conversation probably take place? And then what is the source of information for the conversation? Jadi ketika kalian mendengarkan long conversation itu kalian harus harus berpikir tentang siapa yang bicara, di mana percakapannya, kapan percakapannya, kemudian apa yang sedang dibicarakan. Nah, itu hal-hal yang harus kita pikirkan ketika kita mendengarkan percakapan tersebut gitu. Okay? Let's study this example. Identify and find out who is talking, where are they, and then what are they discussing. So what? Who is probably talking? We can see they are two students. How about where are they? They are in the library. We can see that. And then what course are they discussing? It's probably American history. Okay? So that's how we deal with these strategies. Let's practice more. Listen and answer these questions. Who is probably talking? And then where does the conversation take place? Okay? Listen.
Listen to the first part of each of the conversations and try to imagine the situation. Then answer the questions in the text. Conversation 1. Listen to the beginning of Conversation 1 and try to imagine the situation.
I'm looking for a part-time job on campus.
Then you've come to the right place. The Campus Employment Office is here just to help students like you find jobs on campus.
I'm glad to hear that, because I really need to start earning some money.
Number 1. Who is probably talking? Number 2. Where does the conversation take place?
From the conversation, we know that the speakers are students and an employment office workers. And then they are in the campus employment office. The next strategy is listen for answers in order. The answer to the questions in listening part B always come in order. There are two possible methods to use while you listen to a conversation in listening part B of the Toefl test. First, you can just listen to the conversation and ignore the answer first. Or second, you can follow along with the answer while you listen. Jadi ada dua jenis pendengar. Satu, ada yang mendengarkan dulu percakapannya sampai selesai baru fokus ke pertanyaan. Ada juga yang mendengarkan percakapan sekaligus menjawab pertanyaannya gitu ya. So you have to choose the one which you are comfortable with. Pilih satu yang cocok dengan kalian. Choose one method that is suitable with you. I personally prefer the second one. Follow along with the answer while you listen. Saya pribadi lebih condong ke bagian yang kedua, mendengarkan sambil menjawab pertanyaan. Okay? Let's study this example. We can see from this sample that the answer to the questions always come in order. Number 1 will be in the beginning of the conversation, and the next number will be in the next part of the conversation. Okay? So again, the answer will be always in order. So please pay attention on that, underline that. Okay, I will close this video by doing exercises together with you. Let's begin with number 1. Listen and choose the best answer.
Conversation 1. Questions 1 through 5. Listen to the following conversation about a part-time job.
I'm looking for a part-time job on campus.
Then you've come to the right place. The campus employment office is here just to help students like you find jobs on campus.
I'm glad to hear that, because I really need to start earning some money.
Let me ask you some questions to help determine what kind of job would be best. First of all, how many hours a week do you want to work?
I need to work at least 10 hours a week, and I don't think I can handle more than 20 hours with all the courses I'm taking.
And when are you free to work?
All of my classes are in the morning, so I can work every weekday from noon on. And of course, I wouldn't mind working on the weekends.
I'll try to match you up with one of our on-campus student jobs. Please fill out this form with some additional information about your skills and leave the form with me today. Then you can call me back tomorrow and maybe I'll have some news for you.
Thanks for your help.
Number 1. What does the man want to do? Number 2. Where does the conversation probably take place? Number 3. How many hours of work does the man want per week? Number 4. When can the man work? Number 5. What does the woman tell the man to do tomorrow?
You can listen again if you are not sure, but if you are confident with your answer, let's follow me to the explanations. The answer for number 1 can be found in the beginning of the conversation. In the beginning of the conversation, we know that the man said he looked for part-time job on campus. So, number 1 is A. That's the answer. Find work on campus. Continue number 2. The answer for number 2 can be found in the next part of the conversation. Just like what I said, the answer will be always in order. From the conversation, we know that the woman said that they are in campus employment office. So the answer for number 2 is C, in campus office. Continue number 3. The answer for number 3 can be found in the next part of the conversation. From the conversation, we know that the man said that he can work at least 10 hours per week, but not more than 20 hours. So the answer for number 3 is C, not more than 20. Continue number 4. The answer for number 4 can be found in the next part of the conversation. From the conversation, we know that the man said that he can work afternoon in weekdays and weekends. So the answer for number 3 is obviously B, baby, afternoons and weekends. Continue to the last number. Okay, the answer for this last number can be found in the last part of the conversation. From the conversation, we know that the woman said that the man can call her tomorrow. Therefore, the best answer is D for number 3, diamond, pawn her. Okay, everyone? Ini adalah beberapa strategi yang kita bisa lakukan untuk mempermudah kita ketika mengisi soal listening part B. Then the next question is, how do we deal with listening part C? Lalu bagaimana dengan part C? Oke, strategi yang kita gunakan untuk listening part C sebenarnya benar-benar sama dengan yang sudah kita pelajari di video ini. Jadi, saya yakin kalian tahu apa yang harus dilakukan ketika mengisi listening part C. Sama aja yang harus kita lakukan. Kita harus anticipate topik, kita harus anticipate questions, kita harus determine the topics, kita harus pay attention on what, who, where, and when. Kemudian jawabannya juga selalu in order, exactly the same. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Hopefully all of us can take benefit from this video. Thank you. See you in the next video.